Hi friends, I'm the Bald Guy, and these are Bald Guy Basics. A couple of weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks, I don't know, I made a video about starting your first toolkit. And in that video, I told you I would do a review of some styles of toolbox that you ought to consider. And the thing that really caught my attention was one of my subscribers, who was a female, commented that she really appreciated that because if I recall, as a single mom, this kind of information was really helpful. And that's why I do all of my videos. They were birthed out of being a dad. Now I'm in my upper 50s. My son has a couple of kids, and they've bought a new house, and they're always making alterations. And many times I've had requests, Dad, how do I do this? How do I do that? That was the origin of Bald Guy Basics, learning to do stuff around the house. My dad, who was a wonderful man, he did not teach me how to do much of this stuff. He grew up in the Depression years on the farm, and then he became, he got into more white collar work. He worked in the newspaper. He became a minister. And Dad didn't like working with his hands until he retired. And by the time he retired, I'm out and gone. So Dad didn't teach me how to work with tools. Dad didn't teach me how to fix things. I've had to learn this on my own. So if you're in that process of learning on your own and you have acquired a number of tools, you may be at the place where a little tool bag is no longer sufficient. Through various circumstances, I have come into possession of 6 different toolboxes. 3 of them are what I call department store toolboxes. They're the kind of things you can find at a Walmart, a Target, a Lowe's store, the cheap end boxes. I'm going to look at those because they are viable, especially if you're not looking to have as many tools as I currently have. And then I have a couple of mid-size boxes that I think are really great options. We're going to look at those, and I'll show you the big box that I inherited through an unfortunate death in our family. That young man had a big toolbox, and it now sits here. I want to show you some of the things that are benefits of a large box or even a medium box, as well as some benefits of a small box. First of all, how much space do you have? I've got a box here that's 55 inches long. I've got other boxes here that are 20 inches left to right. So your space is a vital factor in that. The second factor, how many tools do you have? So we're going to look at the small boxes. And by the way, the bigger box you get, you actually get the extra benefit of having the top as a work surface. I'll show you that as we go. So let's take just a couple of minutes here and look at some of these boxes, and we'll see what we can do. This box over here is a Craftsman. This was a Walmart. I have no idea if it has a brand name attached to it. They have a top section that is detachable, and let me drop this over here. That's a box. That is the cheapest of the cheap. That's a box that was that must have been pre-Walmart. That may be a Rose's, but whatever it happens to be. The difference in this box, it has a top handle, so you can button it up and pick the thing up here. These have side handles. All of them roll around. You'll notice the size of the casters down there. Let me get down here close where you can see them. The larger the caster you have, the easier it's going to roll. The larger the box you have, the more you're able to put in it. So just for comparison's sake, to do this really quickly, these are kind of miscellaneous boxes. The other term for that is they're junk boxes. This box is just over 9 inches this way, front to back. Really can't put a lot in it, and you see I catch a lot of junk here. It's full with, there's 1, 2, 3 wet rocks, 4, there's 5 wet rocks, 6. 6 wet rocks of varying size, some CO2 cartridges, and some pins. The thing's full. They don't hold much at all. There's some of my cleaning. I use old toothbrushes for cleaning. The doggone thing is full. So when you have a lot of tools, this one just doesn't go anywhere. If all you need is a socket set, a couple of pliers, and a screwdriver set, a box like that will do you good. That box is still, today, when that one was bought, it was probably $59. The bottom roll around just gets the cabinet up off the ground. It's not convenient storage. The boxes over here are a little better. The Craftsman by far is the best of the three. It has the greatest depth. Look down on them here, see the difference in depth. Both of these boxes, and again, they are miscellaneous boxes, but you'll notice they have bearings on the drawers. This one does as well. But that drawer is fully extended, and that drawer is fully extended. So I've got, I don't know, 2-3 more inches there. Bigger set of screwdrivers fits in there. These boxes will do you better. This box here was my wife's father's, and upon his death, you know, somebody had to pick it up, and I said, please don't let it go to the Goodwill. This box was given to me by my children. It's got more drawers. More drawers gives you the variety. I've got a drawer just for tape. I use a lot of tape. Air tools, having an air compressor. I use this one for blades and for files. You saw this drawer with my bits. More assortment. It's a nice box. It's not so heavy that one person can't handle it, can't move it. That's my trash can, by the way. I had to replace a toilet seat, and I have a sense of humor, so my grandson asked if I use the bathroom down here, and the answer is no. Here is a box that I will say is probably, if you have the need for more than just a small set of tools, the U.S. General, which is a Harbor Freight brand, 5-drawer box is a great option. You go over here. You've got, it comes with a tray on the side. I added the magnetic bar, so there's some of the knives I've made the last year or two. But it has a flat surface on top that allows you, this gives you some workspace. Well, you can only work on it when you don't need what's under it. But this tool has some interesting add-ons, this being one of them. That was, at the time, a $20 add-on that you just screw right into the box. There are already holes there for it to fit. You can add other storage along the side like we have on the other side, which is a really handy box. But the box, which, by the way, the drawers are all locked. Notice there's a latch release, but you have to have the top up to open the drawers, which can be a problem when you're trying to use the top for a workspace. So, and these come with gas cylinders. I took my cylinders off for this reason. I could only raise my lid to about here. I want it to be able to go down. It would be great if I could do it there. I just drop it all the way down. So I can lay a board over this if I need the workspace, but this gives me access to my tools because my workspace is over here. Now, let's come over here for just a moment. This is a Blue Point. Blue Point is the off-brand of the Snap-on box. And this is their 2-drawer work cart, roll-around work cart. It has storage on both sides, has the bottom compartment. It has 2 drawers, and they too lock. By the way, the little department store boxes have a latch lock. These have a key lock, which I find to be very much preferable. This box is a little different. You've got your workspace on the top, and I'll show you what this is for. To access the drawers, you just open the top. And what I did is I took a couple of shelving boards, put myself a hinge so I could fold them up, and I doubled my workspace. With this box and this configuration, I can access 2 really large drawers. Now they're large front to back, they're large side to side, but they're not very deep. They're, I don't know, 2 inches, but they are mounted with bearing rollers, which means I can put a substantial amount of weight here. I've got chisels and those such things there, and pry bars. So this is a very handy drawer, handy box I should say, but it only has 2 drawers. So when I tried to put all of my tools in that, I got a lot of them in it, but it was pretty tight. I didn't show you on the Harbor Freight. Let's come back over here. Tool storage. You've got some drawers that are really deep. So I've got pliers here that are they don't close because they're spring loaded, but they still fit into the box. I've got room for 2 rows of pliers. I've got sockets And all of these drawers are locked so that if they tilt, they don't come open. There's a latch underneath them. I've got screwdrivers, latch on this side, a really nicely arranged set of wrenches, open-end wrenches, and my Allen wrenches, and then some of my socket sets. These are my less used sets. But this drawer is really deep, so I'm able to set the sockets up. This box, let's look at price. This box, when it was given to me, and I remember when the boys got it, it was $89 or $99 at Walmart. That same box now is over $200. That box now, I see it on Facebook Marketplace from time to time. People want $250 to $300, so more used, it's going to be even more. When I bought this box, it was $159, and knowing me, I probably waited it till it was on sale. I bought a second one of these, and by the way, they are available in multiple colors. These are now in the $250 range, but Harbor Freight does put on some pretty good sales from time to time. Snap-on makes a box just like this, and it's more in the neighborhood of over $1,000. It's much more expensive than the Harbor Freight. It gives you the same amount of size and everything. Got really large, heavy-duty, lockable casters on it. The Blue Point, a nice box. I don't know the price of this thing. I'm guessing this thing is going to be in the neighborhood of $300 to $400, but I don't know. Again, this was a gift. This one came to me by way of inheritance. We had I've told you before, we had a very tragic accident in our family that took the life of one of our members. This thing is a little over 55 inches this way. It's, I forgot how many inches front to back. Yeah. Grab a tape here and we'll just 28 and a fraction front to back, which gives you really deep drawers. Again, this young man was a mechanic, so he had a lot of sockets. Had a lot. Some of these were his, some of these are mine, but a lot of wrenches. And I'm not showing you this because I have a lot of tools. I'm showing you this to show if you need a lot of storage, what you're up against. And so on. I've got drill bits, screwdrivers, and a couple of drawers. I've got my battery chargers, some gloves and other things, some miscellaneous down there. I've got all of my battery power tools, or most of them, not all of them. Got a big box down here, plenty deep, a big drawer I should say, and then hammers, adjustable wrenches, various things in there. If you have a lot of tools, and you see, I love having the top work surface because I've got multiple projects here. I'm cutting stag antlers for knife handles. I have a knife torn apart here. I've got some leather here, which I use for a number of things. My tools there. That's a tripod for sometimes I use on my videos. Those are the strop straps that I've showed you making, strap block, and some miscellaneous things over here in various states of use and of where I can grab them quickly. So a big toolbox can serve two purposes. It can give you workspace on top, and of course this one does not have the access from a top mounted drawer. So that I'm always able to access my tools here. It's lockable. The drawers are latchable, so they don't come open unless you reach under here and pull the latch. But this thing is $6,000 new. And Snap-on boxes command a tremendous resale price. So it's not the kind of box that the average person is going to want to get. This box, however, which at least once a year goes on sale for about $250, you can buy this thing retail, or I'm not sure, the last time I saw a really good sale, it was down to about $200. That box is available in red, blue, yellow, and green, and orange, I think. So there are a lot of add-ons to this box that work really well. So if you need a very basic box, you're someone who you don't plan to get into all the hobby stuff that I'm into, start with a box like that. If space and cost are the primary factors, that box will do you okay. It's light enough that almost anyone can handle it. But you're going to spend $200 here unless you find one used. You're going to spend $250 here for a box that is more than twice the size, twice the capacity. It is easily managed with the large rollers. You can lock it down. You can get workspace on top. Plenty of add-ons you can get. The Harbor Freight, I find to be a tremendously convenient box. So, and even at that, you can get little cans of paint if you ding them up. So it's kind of a handy thing to have. And if you can go back into the wall here, if you can go to the bigger boxes here, I've got magnetic storage on the side, by the way. You can even add to the versatility of your box. So consider what you need. First of all, consider the amount of tools. Consider the space you have to place a toolbox. And then consider workspace on the top being a third factor. And you'll make a good choice. So there's our review for today. Let me raise the camera back up. There's our review for today, and I hope that gives you some things to think about. It really is telling to me to look at what I call the department store box that is now priced sometimes $219, $200, $199. $200 for that little box. I thought it was high when I got one given to me by the kids, and it was $99, $89, that kind of thing, just under $100. You can get that Harbor Freight for just under $300, $250 plus tax. And that's ballparking. I'm not trying to quote the price here. You can get twice the box, twice the convenience, more than twice the longevity. They're just great. The boxes now, you saw I took the cylinders off so I could fold the back all the way over. The boxes now, when I bought this one, which is more than 10 years ago, the boxes didn't have as much of an open radius. So I forget if they open all the way over to 180 degrees or what, but they open far enough that I get a lot more space out of it, and I think that's a great advantage as well. If you like these videos, I hope that you will share them. I hope that you will hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you've got any requests for a review or an examination of a tool or a topic that an average guy might know something about, shoot me a line. You can find me not only here, but on the Facebook page. I will upload this to YouTube first, and then after I get behind 4 or 5 videos, then I'll take and upload them or transfer them over to the Facebook. However, since the Facebook page is linked to my personal page, it's the easiest way to get me a personal message. So that's another thing to keep in mind. I am the Bald Guy, and it is my pleasure to help you consider some things as you grow your ability to do for yourself. And today, I hope you find the right toolbox for your needs.